Hi Bold Bakers! When I first made homemade Pop-Tarts, I received so many great photos on my social media and they looked fantastic. So by popular demand, I have 3 brand new Pop-Tart flavors for you. So let's get baking. We're going to start out by making my short crust pastry, which is my master recipe for great pie crust. In the previous video for homemade Pop-Tarts, I showed you how to make it by hand. So in this video, to move things along, I'm actually going to show you how to make it in a food processor. I like to make pastry in a food processor because it's really fast and it means you don't have to touch the ingredients as much, so they stay really nice and cold. In your food processor, add in your flour, icing sugar, salt, and cold cubed butter. And now we're going to pulse it until it resembles breadcrumbs. And that's it. That's how fast it is. See how it's really fine? When you do it by hand, you do get more lumps and stuff, which is totally grand, but food processor actually breaks it down really fast. To this mix, we're going to add in our wet ingredients. Our egg mixed with our water. Pour your egg over the top of your dry mix, and then we're going to pulse it all together just until it forms a dough. And that's what your dough will look like. Turn your dough out onto your surface. And then with your hands, just bring it together. Once your dough is formed, wrap it tightly in cling film. Okay, perfect. This dough needs to go in the fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes. It needs to relax, chill, and it'll be much easier to roll then. Also, if you want to freeze it at this stage, it freezes really well, and then you can take it out whenever you want to make homemade Pop-Tarts. It's been half an hour, my dough is nice and chilled and relaxed and ready to roll. So I'm just going to flour my surface. Roll out your dough until it's around 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit less. I like to have my Pop-Tarts nice and thick with pastry. Now, to cut out our Pop-Tarts, I'm going to cut a rectangle that is 3 by 4 inches wide. I like to use a pizza cutter, I find it easier to use. Once you cut out your pastry, place it on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. And remember, you're going to need 2 pieces per Pop-Tart. Keep on rolling your pastry to make your Pop-Tarts until it's all gone. Before we fill our Pop-Tarts, you want to egg wash each piece of pastry. The egg wash is kind of like a binder and it helps them stick together so they don't pop open when cooking. And all it is a little bit of whisked up egg yolk and a little bit of water. Okay, perfect. Our pastry is all ready to go. So now we just have to make the filling. And the first one could not have come at a better time of year. It is apple and cinnamon. In a bowl, I have some peeled, chopped Granny Smith apple. Now, all apples bake differently. This is what I use for baking. And the good thing about it is it breaks down really well. So I like this one. To this, we are going to add in some melted butter, some brown sugar, cinnamon, and some flour, and then mix it all together. A good tip is to make sure you cut up your apple really nice and small so it cooks a lot faster. Okay, perfect. That's all it takes. Now we're going to scoop it onto our pie crust. Be generous with this apple filling because it does cook down quite a bit. Remember to leave a little rim on the edge of your Pop-Tart just so your filling doesn't spill out too far. Before I lay the second piece of pastry on top, I want to do something really sweet to make them look good. I'm going to have a little apple cutter here and I'm going to cut this out of the top piece, so just so you can tell what it is. Once you've cut out your apple, lay your top piece of pastry on. Once you've got your top layer on, take a fork and then seal the 2 layers together. This will keep in all of your lovely filling and juices. Finish them off, I'm going to cover them in egg wash, make them nice golden brown once they're baked. And then of course, dust them with cinnamon sugar, because what apple pie is complete without cinnamon sugar? Okay, perfect. These look great. That's our first Pop-Tart done. Now we're going to move on to our next filling. It has chocolate on the inside and marshmallow on top. Can you guess what it is? It's a s'more Pop-Tart. Just like before, don't forget to egg wash your pastry. For the chocolate center in this Pop-Tart, I am using tried and tested Nutella. It works really well because when you bake it, it still stays lovely and smooth and chocolatey. Place a scoop of your Nutella down the center of your pastry. Keep it in the middle. Less is more with your Nutella because it might spill out if you overstuff it. Once your Nutella is down, then lay on your piece of pastry on top. When it comes to the pastry, if you've got one big piece, put that on top because that will make sure that all of your filling stays stuck in there. And just like before, with your fork, go around and seal the edges. Keep in all that chocolatey goodness. Pierce some holes into the top of your pastry. We do this because when it bakes, it lets out steam so your Pop-Tart doesn't explode. And as always, don't forget to egg wash the top. Now you'll notice I haven't turned this into a s'more yet, but that little bit comes later. Now we're going to start with our next filling. Our next filling is one of my favorites to do on Bigger Bolder Baking, and that is Funfetti. In a bowl, add in room temperature cream cheese, some sugar for sweetness, and some vanilla extract. Then simply just by hand, we're going to mix these ingredients together. Once it's all mixed together, you can add in the most important ingredient, which is sprinkles. And then just mix these guys in too. Always remember to egg wash your pastry. Then just scoop on your cream cheese filling. Place it down the center, a little bit like the Nutella, don't overfill it. Once these guys are baked, they're actually like a cheesecake tart. They're really good. Okay, perfect. Now just place on the top piece of pastry. Just like all the other ones, with your fork, pierce the pastry. At this stage, when your Pop-Tarts are all assembled and ready to go, they can actually be frozen and they will last in your freezer for up to 8 weeks, and you can bake them off whenever you want them. Lastly, all you have to do is egg wash your Funfetti Pop-Tarts. Okay, great. Look at that. 3 delicious flavors of homemade Pop-Tarts ready for the oven. Bake your Pop-Tarts at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for around 18 to 22 minutes or until they go golden brown. Our timer just went off, so let's check on our Pop-Tarts. Our Pop-Tarts look fantastic. They smell great as well. I know you guys can't smell it, but it smells like chocolate and cinnamon. For the apple and cinnamon Pop-Tarts, I'm going to leave them just as they are. They've got lovely cinnamon sugar on top, lovely warm apples. What more do you want? Even though the Pop-Tarts cook fast, you can tell that the apple is really well cooked and the pastry is lovely and flaky and exactly the way I want it. I love this Pop-Tart because even though I added sugar in here, it's not overly sweet. You've got the spicy cinnamon, the soft apple, the buttery pastry. It's absolutely delicious and it would be really good with some vanilla ice cream. For the s'more Pop-Tarts, I'm going to put some mini marshmallows on top of the Nutella Pop-Tart. Then put it back in the oven and let the marshmallows get warm, gooey and nice and toasty. Once it's toasted, drizzle over some more Nutella. Look at all that chocolatey filling, and the toasted marshmallow on top is all gooey. This is going to be fantastic. This recipe is going to go on my list of s'mores things that I love. Really good. To decorate my Funfetti Pop-Tart, I'm going to add some vanilla icing on top, and then of course some more sprinkles. When you cut this Pop-Tart open, you'll see the lovely rainbow of sprinkles on the inside. It's like a cheesecake and a tart and Funfetti all in one little pocket. If you like these homemade Pop-Tarts, then please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here every Thursday for more bigger, bolder baking.